All right, guys, Johnwicksnipin again, continuing with what I'm talking today on Saturday, April 30th, 2022. So I'd just like to also now start talking about once we create this group, and like I said, the channel is going to be called Stock Market Liberators, and there's so many possibilities with this situation. The only hard part right now is just getting people on board and getting a big enough group. I am extremely impressed with how many people we have so far, but we need more. And having said that, at some point we'll be able to count how many shares the whole group has as a whole. And that starts to become a powerful group. Remember, Wall Street Bets created a group, and Wall Street Bets gets talked about. Okay, they're actually talked about as an actual group, and we don't even know who the hell they are, but they're going to know who the hell we are because they're going to see who the hell we are, and we're going to hold a large AMC share position. And when we speak, someone is going to listen to us, because if we have 1,000 or 2,000 people and we get a rough count of how many shares we have in that group, and we're talking from a position of having 200, 500,000 shares, we're going to be able to talk, and that we're going to be listened to. But the whole situation is we have to get organized. And the people that I have so far seem to be extremely loyal to this process and seem to be really gung-ho about what we're doing. And those are the types of people that I want. The doubters, maybe they're not saying something negative right now, but I don't really want loose ends. Listen, I'm going to talk about something semi-political. I learned a lot from the last administration and what they were doing and how they would test in certain areas to see loyalty to a movement. And I learned a lot about that. Sometimes you got to press certain buttons sometimes to see how far someone is willing to go with respects to loyalty of a movement or a group. And I've seen that to a certain extent. And I believe in the 33 people that we have so far. I believe in the 35. Let me look at this list real quick again. 35 so far. I have not mentioned 2 people yet, but I like to save those for I may do it tomorrow. I may shout them out tomorrow, but let's call it 35, but 33 are actually listed. And I believe in all of you. And I know that you guys believe in me, and I know that you believe in this movement that I am trying to create and organize. We don't need the loose ends, okay? The guy that eats a lot, the day that he realizes that this was such a great idea and such a great movement and says, oh, I want in now, I'm a shareholder, he can't come in. I don't want a loose end like that, because you know what that means is that somewhere down the road, that person could be a problem. And if you kind of saw in the last administration, that was what was happening a lot. There was a lot of testing to see how loyal people were going to, certain politicians were going to be regarding a movement or a leader. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to say his name, but whether you liked him or you didn't, there was a lot of things to learn with regards to that administration. So now I want to start talking a little bit more about bots, trolls, or someone that just has a short position that could literally be invested. They're real. They're invested in the stock market. They just have an opposite position to us. We're going long on the stock. We want it to squeeze. We want it to go up to the highest numbers that it possibly can. They don't. They want it to go bankrupt. And, you already know that story. So as I was in a live yesterday, I noticed that they were having a lot of problems with people in the comment section. I was in Froggy Styles Live, and they were having problems. And one of the problems that I noticed is that people are bots, trolls, whatever you want to call it. Just call it negative or anti-AMC. And they were copying each other's screen names. So you had multiple people. So for instance, for an example, let's just say someone's channel name was John Doe, and maybe their color was green or something for their channel. There was another John Doe, and his color might have been red, and he was trying to talk as if he was John Doe green, but he's John Doe red. This is another reason why I say nobody in the comment section can be trusted. If you're real, then come on out and make a video. Let's see you. Let's see that you're actually invested in AMC. I don't want any more comments. I don't trust you. I don't value you. I don't even really hear you or acknowledge you. And that is just another reason why. They have no answer for this. They have no answer for this. They're not going to get on video and try to act or anything like that. They just have no answer for this strategy. Another major issue with commenters is they effectively control the content creators' narrative. Why? Let me explain it to you. Unfortunately, the content creator kind of has to adjust his content according to what he sees on comments, because he or she feels that he is speaking directly to an audience, and if the audience doesn't like what they're saying, then they start seeing subscriptions remove themselves, and they can see that in the YouTube studio. You make a video, when you look at the video's analytics, you can actually see if people unsubscribed just because of that video. And when content creators see that, they readjust what they talk about, because they realize, oh shit, I said something that they don't like. Let me undo that. Let me not say that again, because I lost subscribers. So just as mainstream media is driven by the audience, because it's driven by ratings, it's the same thing on YouTube. The content creator is driven by commenters, because if they get enough people commenting the same stuff, then and if it's not working out on the video, the content creator then changes it. Think about it for a second. If a content creator knows that the commenters or the audience in this particular matter continuously says, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, or talk about this, and if they don't, they start losing views and they start losing subs, they're going to just change up what they're talking about. So effectively, sometimes what these guys may be talking about is not necessarily even what they really believe in. And that's why I feel strongly that we have to communicate visually, because you're not going to control my narrative. You're not going to control our narrative. We're in control of our narrative. You're not going to come out and comment where I don't even know who you are. I don't know who sent you, and I don't even think you own any AMC. And you are kind of dictating what the content creator's message should be. So that's all I'm going to say on this video. Again, I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes, just so that if you guys watch one, you dedicate up to 10 minutes, and then you can watch another one later on today or tomorrow. So I'll move on to the next part.